Now, bringing you the very best in New Hampshire-based local music on IPMNation.com and 100.1 The Planet, this is Local Outbreak. The track is called Toxic. The band is A Major Moment. They are from Boston. I love them, love their sound. And let's see who we have on the line with us via WhatsApp from A Major Moment. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Good, good. So who do we have on the line with us?
My name is Andre.
And I'm Sasha. Hello.
Andre and Sasha, welcome. Are you the two singers in the band, the two lead singers?
That's right.
Very good, very good. Well, I'm glad we were able to do this because I know, you were kind of a last minute addition to today's show, But Jenny messaged me. I was on the air last night doing a show that we do here on Friday nights, and Jenny messaged me and said, "You're really going to like this band," and she was right. Love your sound, Jenny, and I both love your sound. So it's good to have you on the show. And
thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm curious. So with a sound like yours, this isn't simple 3-chord rock. What you're doing is pretty sophisticated. How is it to replicate that live, what you do in the studio? And I know you've got a couple big shows coming up that we're going to talk about too, but I'm curious, I'm a studio nerd, but I played in a lot of bands. So I'm also really curious too about, when you're in the studio, are you able to replicate live what you do in the studio exactly? Or do you even worry about it? Some bands, they play live and it's more of a stripped down thing, but I'm curious how you approach that, because what you do is pretty sophisticated.
So arguably a little too sophisticated, to pull off live, but we do our best. And, we have live synths, we have sampler that we play live. So we try to play live as many instruments and as many sounds as we possibly can. We have a drum pad, actually 2 drum pads.
Oh.
One is played by the drummer, another one I play occasionally to launch some samples.
Oh, interesting.
And then we switch off with the synth station, me and Andre. So
yeah, we call it the synth station. So it's a MIDI keyboard that is connected to main stage. Main stage being the software program.
Oh, very
different type of synths. Yeah,
very interesting. Okay, so you have a unique setup too, very different than what.
Yeah, like everybody's always giving us the look when we try to bring all of this stuff up on stage, and they're like, "I've never seen anything like this before."
That was literally going to be my next question. I was curious, do you get funny looks from other bands at shows, or from the sound? What's it like to interact with the sound guy at a show?
Well,
they're confused.
Yeah.
But
most of the sound guys that we came across, most of the front of house engineers, they're super friendly.
Yeah.
And they're super helpful, and they try to accommodate whatever little nuances that we have going on, because we have, not to get too deep into the details of the setup, but we have MIDI that needs to be connected, and we're working on the whole light show, and we have a video show that is synced to our set.
Oh,
so
cool.
It's a fairly large scale production for a smaller independent band like ourselves.
Oh, that's really cool. No, I admire that. And how long did it take to get to a point where? Well, let me ask you this: how long has the band been around? And then, because I assume it's kind of changed and evolved over time, but you've been at this a while, right? Because you're pretty well established in the scene.
Yeah. So we definitely, we're like a work in progress constantly, and we started 7 years ago. Back then, when we first played a few of our live shows, we didn't have a single song recorded in the studio.
Yeah.
And for both of us, this is the first band, by the way. So
oh wow,
it took
no
some
kidding.
learning how it works, what the industry is looking like, So
yeah. And we're so deep in that it's safe to say that it's going to be our last band as well.
right.
We're already way too involved in it.
Understood.
Right. So we started playing we didn't have any backing tracks, any samples, any keyboards, So we started with just drums, guitars, bass. But then we started adding stuff because we went to the studio and realized that in order to produce a live show that sounds like people would expect it to sound, right? From listening to the record, we need to make it a little more complex than just stripped down instruments or whatever the guitars and bass and basic kind of a band setup.
Sure. Does anything ever go wrong with that?
All the time, every single time. Thank you for asking, man.
Yeah,
this is a problem-solving business in the first place. So
that's a really good way of putting it, Sasha. You're right. This is absolutely. But that's part of the adventure of it too, right? If you
for sure, and for example, right? So we just got added to a show, literally last minute, and to your show last minute, right?
Yes,
and it's a great problem to have. love. You know what I mean? So we're super happy to be here, and thank you for having us. And things come up last minute all the time, and it's our responsibility and our job to adjust and adapt to the ever changing climate and all of that.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. We should mention too, and we'll circle back to it too at the end of our conversation. But you've got a couple of big shows coming up. I know that on the 20th, where are you gonna be on the 20th in Boston? It says supporting the Rasmus, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're at we're at Brighton Music Hall in Alston, Mass.
Oh, very cool. Okay, awesome. And then
great venue, super excited to be there. That's going to be our first time playing Bright Music Hall, but we've been to a couple shows there, and it was always it always sounds great. It always looks great. They have nice stage, nice lighting. So we're definitely looking forward to it. Not to mention, we get to share the stage with the Rasmus themselves. I don't know if you guys are, aware of how big of a deal it is here in the States, but they're, ginormous. Super famous band from Finland.
Yep.
That played arenas and major festivals like Rock am Ring in Germany, and to sold out crowds of millions of people. And we grew up listening to them and going to their shows in Russia, believe it or not, where we're originally from. So it's such a full circle moment for us. It just we're so excited for it.
Oh, that's extremely cool. Very, very cool. Congratulations. And then on the 22nd, you got a big show in Hampton, New Hampshire.
Yes, 22nd. We don't only get to play one show with Erasmus, but we were so lucky that we got added to the second show where they're also supporting the Funeral Portrait, which is another up and coming band, but they're doing phenomenally well. They had number one hit on Big Guns on Octane, and millions of streams and millions of fans as well. So
and great people. Kind of online buddies with them. So.
Yeah, amazing show, amazing stage presence. So we're looking forward to not only being a part of the show and sharing the stage with them, but we're also going to be in the crowd, rocking out to their live sets, to their show, because we're genuine fans of what they do. And also on the lineup is going to be Glass Waves, which is another up and coming band that we're excited to share the stage with.
I was going to say Glass Waves I'm not familiar with. I'll have to check them out.
Yeah, totally. They're amazing. If you think of bands like Bad Omens or Bring the Horizon or Sleep Token, if you're a fan of those bands, Glass Waves, check those guys out. And also check out the other bands as well.
Oh, very cool, very cool. By the way, I also noticed you're going to be heading to Pennsylvania and then Washington D.C. Kind of looking at the tour itinerary that you sent us. So. That's good. Oh,
yeah, totally. Yeah, we call this little tour not a tour.
Yeah.
So because this is not a tour, it's like a little run. But people, our fans and our supporters have been asking us for the longest time, when are you guys gonna go on tour? When they come into my area and
California, anywhere
right. Usually it's West Coast, and we're not sure. It might take us a little bit, but we're trying to branch out as much as possible. And this is our second run already, and we did for the first one in April, right? Well, and then we went to Pennsylvania, upstate New York, and then did 2 shows in Ohio. That was super cool. So we're excited to do it all over again, and we're hitting some places that we haven't played before.
Yep.
So super excited about it.
Outstanding. We should mention too, The Pain That Makes Us Grow. That's your band's full-length album that comes out June 20th, 2025. And you've got 4 singles that have been getting plays on SiriusXM's Octane channel. Toxic, Overcome, Victim, and Lunacy. We played Toxic here just a few minutes ago. You also sent us a track that I really, really love, What a Time. And that's brand new, correct?
We just dropped it literally yesterday, and it's already doing phenomenally well on streaming. And we've been listening to your show for about an hour before we got on, right? So we're doing the same kind of a waterfall thing that a lot of bands are doing nowadays, but we added a little twist to it where we are releasing songs on streaming, but we made the whole album available on CDs and vinyl I think as soon as the first single was out, right?
Oh.
And now we're almost done with the release thing. So
people have been listening to this album for like over a year.
Whoever wanted to directly support us, right? Whoever was kind enough to pick up CD or vinyl, we thought, it only makes sense to, make those people happy and give them the whole album ahead of everybody else.
I think that's a really cool way to do it. I commend that. I think that's really, really cool. By the way, this track, What a Time, has that been played on the radio at all?
We just released it, and so it hasn't been played on the radio yet. I know another radio station just added it to rotation, the Sound 228. So shout out to those guys as well. Super thankful for their support, and obviously to Octane, supporting our journey as an independent artist. This is, next to unheard of. Not many independent bands can say that they've been so lucky to have like 4 singles in rotation, and needless to say, this exposure got us in front of a huge audience, right? So we get messages every single day saying, "Oh, I heard you guys here, I heard you guys there. Like, I really love your sound." And people are picking up merch, people are picking up a full album to check it out, and like we're super grateful for that.
That's outstanding. By the way, what is the meaning of I love the title of the upcoming album, "The Pain That Makes Us Grow."
Right.
What can you talk a little bit about that, about the title?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So this is actually related to the line we have in one of our other singles called Overcome. And the line goes, "If we overcome the pain, we will grow."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the line from the chorus.
That's the line from the chorus, right? And we had quite a few titles that we were choosing from, but this one kind of stood out. And the graphic designer Kevin Moore that was helping us to make the artwork for the album and the visual side and the branding, he was like, "I really like this title, you guys. I think you should go with this." And I already have kind of a vision for the artwork and for the whole album design, and so we listened and never looked back, and we're so happy about it. But if you think about it, if like when we thought of this title being one of the options, we thought there's 14 songs on the album, and each of them is kind of related to a point of like experiencing discomfort or pain. They're like not really that many happy songs on the album, as far as from the perspective of like the sky is blue and the sun is up and the life is beautiful. The life is beautiful, but it's also full of problems. So we want to talk about those problems, and we want to talk and bring up issues that are happening in the world every day. So
and want to inspire people to never look back and keep doing what you're doing.
Keep growing,
keep growing.
Yeah, keep overcoming the pain and discomfort, because we believe that's when you actually grow.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I think that's awesome, and I think a lot of people who listen to your music, who gravitate to what you're doing and have become fans, that's probably something that really resonates with people, and I think that's awesome.
Definitely, yeah. A lot of people have expressed, their gratitude for us talking about, problems like mental health issues, and raising awareness about that, and talking about anxiety, and being slightly paranoid that the world can be over at any moment in time. Because we live in an interesting time, right? So this is what a time is actually about. Directly. This was written about the fear of basically nuclear war.
Yeah.
And that happened after our motherland, Russia, invaded Ukraine a couple years ago, and we were very concerned about that whole situation, and very concerned that the escalation of the problem might lead to the end of humanity as we know it.
Yeah, I can really relate too, because I'm older, and I'm a Cold War kid, and growing up in the 80s, I had an obsession is too strong a word, but I definitely had an unhealthy preoccupation with the threat of that, and so I can No, I can relate, and it's funny too because we had on. You might have heard Ryan Redwood, our previous guest. He's got that song "Tomorrow," which is which kind of references that as well. So interesting. It's a day of themes, I suppose. But yeah, I think that's this is something too because I do want to play that track at the end of our conversation because it's so good. And I like all the songs I listen to. They're really, really good. But no, I think it's something very relatable for people. And we should. The time goes quickly, but I want to make sure we remind people again, especially for people just joining. And by the way, I do want to do this again. This was kind of last minute, but I do want to do this again when we have time to really.
For sure. And we'll be there in person. We'll be there in person right next to you.
Absolutely. I want to learn about your backgrounds and influences and all that kind of stuff. So, so we will do that in the future for sure. But I want to make sure we remind people before we run out of time too, because you've got the two big shows. You've got on the 20th and the 22nd, and these are very important shows for you. Obviously, this is
absolutely.
This is a big deal,
especially. One of them is in New Hampshire area, right? Right in Hampton, New Hampshire. We're playing at Wally's with the Funeral Portrait and the Rasmus and Glass Waves. And this is going to be an amazing show. And if you're listening and thinking, oh, maybe I should come, but I don't know, like I have a lot of things going on, definitely get there.
It's a Thursday night.
It's a Thursday night.
Friday.
It's almost Friday.
You
you're gonna feel so great. It's gonna be a huge party.
There you go. Absolutely. And by the way, where's the best place to go online? Where should people go to keep up with everything that Major Moment is doing?
So we try to be everywhere possible. We have a website, majormomentband.com. We're on every single social media platform, obviously Instagram, Facebook, TikTok,
streaming.
Yeah. Any streaming platform. So you probably can find us everywhere.
Yeah, wherever you are, we're there.
Excellent. That's the way to do it. Yeah, that's the way to do it. All right. Well, Andre and Sasha, thank you both so much. Wonderful to meet you. And like I said,
likewise, thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely, and we'll do it again in the future. We'll have an extended discussion, and good luck with those shows. And I love the music, and I'm really excited to share this track, Major Moment, with our listeners. So we'll let you go for now, and then I'm going to hit that track. But thank you both so much.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to having another conversation with you.
Absolutely.
All
right, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, very cool. That was Andre and Sasha. They are the vocalists, and they do a co-lead vocal thing, which is really, really cool for the band Major Moment. And this is that's their band, that's their baby. They're doing great things and having a lot of success, which is really cool. So I love their sound. We're gonna play this. We're gonna end this segment with this track. This is brand new from Major Moment, and this is called "What a Time."
I'm so tired, but I can force myself to sleep. My anxiety is shocking me with the headlines on the screen. I wish I could see. Tell me, what am I supposed to fear if the world is gonna disappear tonight without a hope inside? What a time to be be so right tonight. It could be so right tonight. It could be so right tonight. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's nice. That is called Tonight, and that is Moonlight Ride. Let's see, Jesse and Michelle from Moonlight Ride. Hello, welcome.
Hey,
Hey,
Matt,
good
how are you
morning.
doing?
Good, good. Are you both, now you're Jesse Johnson.
Correct.
Are you Michelle Johnson?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Interesting. Why is there? Are there a wedding bell, or are you hinting at something?
We just got engaged
You
a
ju-
few weeks ago.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
Well, that's wonderful. So we're breaking news here
Correct.
in the interview. Very good. Well, congratulations on that. So Moonlight Ride, of course, is a project that you do together. So Michelle, that's obviously you on vocals,
Yes.
and then
Correct.
and what else do you do in the project? Or do you strictly sing or
I do vocals and I do a little bit of keyboard.
keyboard?
If you
Okay,
hear keyboard, that's me.
okay, very good. And Jesse, what do you do?
Pretty much everything else.
Everything else, yeah.
Yeah, I started out as a bass player.
Oh, you
And-
did? Okay.
Yeah, as you are. And
Yeah.
over the years have started playing guitar and delved into singing myself and
Yeah,
been in all kinds of bands over the years. So
yeah.
when she and I met, she had hinted around that she played music too. And I'm like, well, what a perfect thing for us to do together, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
When you first met. So forgive it, if I ask anything that you don't want to talk about, I just tell me. But I am curious. What started first, the music or the relationship?
The relationship.
The relationship started first. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, kind of. I guess I had heard at work that this guy had a band.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
And I asked my friend, hey, you want to go support this guy who has a band at work?
Oh, okay.
And we went out to see him.
Yeah, and at the time I was in a cover band called Full Throttle. We were playing, the typical classic rock that everybody plays in this area.
Sure.
And over time, we decided we'd start working on some original music. And of course, actually what happened was COVID hit when we first met. And
Okay.
that kind of squashed Full Throttle. We were doing really well, playing a lot. And
Yeah.
of course, nobody could do anything during the COVID years. So
Yeah.
as we started to get to know each other, she mentioned she sang a little and played piano. And I'm like, well, what a better thing to do during these times than start playing some music together. And,
Okay.
yeah.
But did you start dating before that or after?
We were dating before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it makes a better story if it's the other way around, doesn't it?
It does.
like someday when you're famous and you have a documentary about you, you kind of want this story to be the other way. I don't know, maybe not. But no, that's cool though. That's cool. And so it's interesting too. So do you probably don't still work together, right? Or maybe you do.
We do.
You do. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't work side by side with each
Okay,
other.
right.
We both work for St. Joe's Hospital.
Oh, no kidding.
And yeah, she's an occupational therapist.
Oh, wow.
And I work in their facilities department, and that's kind of how we met.
Oh, okay, cool. I saw a statistic once. This was years ago, but it probably still holds up. That's I don't remember the numbers, but that was like the majority of married people. They've met through work. That's like super common. My stepmother was an occupational therapist.
Oh, great.
So I know a little bit about that. That's really cool. So now, so the song we just played tonight, you had mentioned off air that there's a video for that just
Correct.
that just went up or recently or
A few weeks ago.
Oh, okay. So that's very new. Yeah.
Yeah, we just got a YouTube page together because, as you know, it's not like the old days where you'd try to go out and grind in the clubs
Yep.
and find a record company, or if a record company finds you.
Right.
And, you go through that whole process of just killing it in the bars and killing it in the bars and playing and playing. Today with social media, we found that YouTube and doing our own thing like this was kind of the easier way to promote ourselves. And
Yeah.
it's weird today, the music scene, as you know as well, how it is.
Mhm.
It's all streaming, and people like your guests from earlier, you're talking to people from Australia and England, and
Yep.
it's just a whole different world these days.
Yeah. Yeah. The internet is, it changed everything. And the first big, because I'm old enough to remember. Well, it's funny. So, I'm Generation X, and that's really the last generation that grew up without the internet. Anyone who grew up after us, they don't know just how different it really was. And it's funny too, because I think back, I mean, not just as it applies to the music industry, but as it applies to everything, just life in general. I don't know if either of you experienced this, but when I think back, it's almost hard to remember. Like, it seems like another lifetime ago. It's almost hard to remember what it was like to even function without the internet.
Very true.
I mean, I remember things like, I remember going to the library and looking up information in encyclopedias.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, and it seems so crazy now. It seems like another lifetime ago. It seems like it was another world. Like I grew up in an alternate universe, but now I'm here in this one. That's how it feels sometimes, and I'm not one of these people who, because I see this happen on social media. Like, I see people my age and younger do this thing, like complaining, like, well, back in my day, everything was better because life was simpler. And it's like, was it though? I mean, it was simpler in some ways, right? Pre-internet, but was it really? Like, if you wanted to know something and you had to go to the library to look something up in an encyclopedia, well, that wasn't simpler.
No.
I like the way it is now. If I want to know something, I can just Google it. You know what I mean?
Right. It's
Yeah.
very nice to have everything at the tip of your fingers.
Exactly. I wouldn't trade what we have now to go back to what it was. That sounds awful now. But yeah, and it wasn't. It was fine. That's all we knew growing up. But I say all that to say, I like the way now, the music industry has completely changed, but I think, so I'm an optimist. I think it's changed for the better, because I love that I can, again, don't get me wrong. Growing up, I have wonderful memories of going to a music store and flipping through the vinyl or flipping through the CDs and finding stuff. That's all cool. Great memories. But now, like, I can talk to a band from Australia. I can talk to somebody from the UK who I otherwise would not have been connected to because they're not, quote unquote famous yet. But, couldn't do that. If I'd, been doing this, in the 80s, that wouldn't have been an option. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I love the way it is now. And to your point, Jesse, about, getting a YouTube account, making videos and using that to promote your music, couldn't do that.
No,
Couldn't do that
absolutely
before.
not.
So
You said, it's got its pros and cons, Matt.
sure.
Sure.
Sure. But I think the pros outweigh the cons personally.
Yeah.
But I'm also someone who embraces technology, and, but you're embracing it too, obviously, in how you promote your music. You know?
Definitely. We're learning a lot recently.
Yeah.
We're making our own video. We're going on YouTube. There's so much out there to learn how to do what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to put some video to our music, because that's what people like to see as they listen.
Yep.
So.
And the same thing, we recorded our album at home. You didn't have home studios years ago.
Right.
So,
I mean, you could, but it was hard. It was much harder. And for most people, that meant a 4-track Tascam recorder to make a demo.
Right. And today, there's just so many tools that you have.
Yeah. I think it's an amazing time to be alive. I embrace all of it. Technology, I embrace all of it. Absolutely. So you have the right attitude about it. Because like I said, there's some people are like, some people want it to be so much the way it used to be so badly that they'll kind of delude themselves into believing that it is. I'm thinking of a specific guest who's been on the show, and I won't say who they are because I really like them because they're good people. But my conversation with them, there was a lot of in their minds, it was clearly still 20 years ago, maybe even 30 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah, and it's difficult to change with the times, but I
Yeah.
think if you can and if you embrace that, like you said, there are so many more opportunities. There's
Yeah.
no way we could reach the people that we're reaching today in the past.
yeah, absolutely, 100%. So these songs, these were all recorded at home.
They were.
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah.
They're songs that I had written years ago, Matt. Actually, it's funny that you mentioned the 4-track demo because that's where they started years ago on a Tascam 4-track that I had recorded. And I threw them on a shelf because I've been through all different bands and situations over the years that I just kind of recorded them and forgot about them. And then when Michelle and I put this project, Moonlight Ride, together, it kind of picked up where my last cover band I was telling you about, Full Throttle, left off.
Yeah.
And we were playing music for ourselves and for our friends because there wasn't anything else to do with COVID. And then we started getting some local gigs playing around in Hudson and up in Hooksett. And we were asked to play by our work, the hospital, to do their Christmas parties. And
Yeah.
they have a project at our work called Project Search that helps handicapped kids get jobs and employment and move on. And we've played their graduations and whatnot and done some of the shows with the covers. Well,
Nice.
meanwhile, I found these songs that I had written and thrown on a shelf, and Michelle and I were talking, and we're like, well, why don't we record them? And so we bought the stuff to make a home studio and put this together kind of on a whim.
Yeah.
And then Michelle said to me, well, maybe we should do something with these songs because they're pretty good. And I'm like, you think so? And she's
I
like,
did think
"Yeah."
so.
Yeah.
So we put the CD together, and as she said, we learned how to navigate YouTube, and we're making videos. We're currently working on our second video right now for the second song in the CD called Down in a Hole, which is a little bit heavier than Tonight. And I sing that one. So if we go to music break, maybe we can play that song.
Why don't we play it now?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I like this one a lot. If you are just joining us, we have Jesse and Michelle from Moonlight Ride here with us live in studio, and we'll play. Let's play that one next.
Down in a Hole.
Down in a Hole. Is there a story behind this one?
I guess they're all just little experiences, life experiences that I've had, and
Yeah.
kind of, as we weave our way through writing songs and making songs, just, kind of life experiences, I guess. You know, we all go through different things.
Absolutely. All right, here it is. Down in a Hole. This is Moonlight Ride.
There was a time in hole. I'm feeling down, I'm feeling so low, down in a hole.
That is Down in a Hole. That is Moonlight Ride, and we have Jesse and Michelle from Moonlight Ride here with us live in studio on this Saturday morning. So we were talking off air while the song is playing, and Jesse revealed something fascinating. Jesse Johnson, the original bass player for Malaya Rage. Oh, I'm sorry, your mic isn't on. Sorry. There we go.
yeah. I had a mutual friend. His name is Jim Corey, who's one of the lead guitarists of Malaya Rage. Tony Nichols is kind of the main guy. Malaya Rage was his project. He's also lead guitarist and the main songwriter. But I knew Jimmy from high school, and over the years got a call from him saying, "Hey, we need a bass player. You want to try out for our band?" And I went down and did it. And at the time, I wasn't really into metal. I was into Aerosmith, Judas Priest, Alice Cooper, which this is the late 80s. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of metal for its time, but bands like Megadeth, Metallica were up and coming and becoming popular in those days. And that's kind of where Malaya Rage was. And
Yeah.
we got lucky enough to get signed to Epic Records. We did a few albums for Epic and some videos that were on the Headbangers Ball on MTV. They were in the rotation there for a while.
Yeah.
And we had some success for quite a while. And then grunge came in and really threw a monkey wrench in the music scene, which changed metal a lot and stuff. But yeah, Malaya, they had some really good success with me and without me. After I left the band, they continued on for quite a while and had Sully Erner from Godsmack. He played on a couple of CDs and played drums. He wasn't singing then.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the band kept going and actually still is kind of active. I'm still friends with the guys and see Jimmy from time to time. And
No kidding.
yeah, have been in and out of the band. And
Wow.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. What was the biggest video that you were in when you were in Malaya Rage?
Well, two videos were really popular on MTV for a while. The first album, which was called Kill to Survive, had a song called The Beginning of the End, which was played quite a bit. And then our second studio album, Solitary Solitude, had a song called The Witching that got a lot of airplay. That was a fun video doing that one.
Okay. Yeah. Malaya Rage on tour with Gangrene, February 13th. I pulled up a video and it's like this thing scrolling over the video for the beginning of the end. There's a song. That's wild. Yeah, because I remember Malaya Rage because I used to watch Headbangers Ball, of course. you
Yeah,
know?
of course. I mean, that was the place to catch all the new music at the time. You know, MTV was huge then, and
Yep.
and the Headbangers Ball was a big thing. Yeah, we toured with Gangrene and we toured with Metal Church, if you know who Metal Church is. And
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
of course, did a lot of small tours and small shows going through New York with bands like Testament and Suicidal Tendencies and stuff like that. Yeah.
I see you in the video, but I can't actually tell it's you because your hair is in your face.
Yeah, my hair was a lot longer then.
Yeah, mine too. I can relate to that, but yeah, wow, that's really cool. That's really cool. So you guys were doing pretty well, and then like you said, grunge came in and it changed everything because this is more. I mean, it's heavy. It's not hair metal.
No.
But really, it wasn't just because when people talk about grunge coming in, you know, it didn't just kill hair metal. It affected anybody that wasn't alternative, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it affected you guys, but probably not as much, right? Because the hair metal bands all of a sudden were not cool.
Yeah, Warrant, Poison, all the, Rat.
Whereas bands like Malaya Rage, I would argue, were still cool, but suddenly not as cool.
Just not as prominent. I would say definitely cool. We were always cool.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. But just in terms of public perception, in terms of what people were listening, what the kids were listening to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we know over the years, music has changed, Matt. I mean,
Yeah.
you had the 30s and the 40s that were the swing generation, and then the 50s rock and roll. Now you hit the 80s and you kind of got this pop rock.
Yeah.
And today, as we were talking, how music has changed. Now we're kind of all over the place because of the way music is marketed these days,